I've just been Googling best buy-to-let mortgage rates and I can't really believe what I'm seeing. There's nothing new about a low initial rate followed by a higher rate at the end of the fixed rate period, but the margin between the two nowadays is getting to eye-watering levels. And then there's lenders' fees on top. For example, on one website I came across, the best 2-year fixed rate buy-to-let mortgage currently available, allegedly, according to this site, is with a non-mainstream lender, whose name I'm not going to mention, just in case I've completely misunderstood what it is they're offering and I'm misrepresenting them. But that is an initial rate of 2.44% for buy-to-lets up to 70% loan to value. So far, so good. But get this, it reverts to 9.99% after the initial 2-year fixed rate period. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm anticipating that rates will continue to come down, even if they're coming down slower than we first thought. And 9.99% in 2 years' time is going to look like an awful lot of money. But on top of that, and here's the real kicker, the lender's fee is a staggering £26,310. Yes, I rubbed my eyes in disbelief and shock when I saw that as well. 26,310. Now, to be fair, I don't know how that fee is calculated. That's what it states on the website. It could be that it's the maximum fee on a multi-million-pound loan, in which case it might be a totally reasonable fee. But fees are generally very high at the moment. And anyway, would anyone really borrow millions for a single buy-to-let? I don't even know if the lenders would lend that much on a single property. I certainly wouldn't be borrowing 7-figure sums on a buy-to-let property because you're just never going to get the figures to stack, are you? It just won't work. So there we are. That's what it says, 26,310. So I guess the moral of the story is not to have your head turned by a low initial rate and not think about the consequences when you go onto the variable rate. Always look at the small print. As a quick check and a cross-reference, I've just been to Paragon, who are a mainstream lender, to see what they're offering at the moment. And they have a 2-year fixed 75% loan to value at an initial rate of 3% for a limited company buy-to-let mortgage. But that's still followed by a variable rate of 8.1%. Again, same comments apply. That's going to look expensive, to me anyway, in 2 years' time. And I wonder actually how many properties have the return, the yield, to be able to support a mortgage of 8.1%. So you may get drawn in by the 3%, but then find that the 8.1% is really unaffordable when you get there in 2 years' time. Something to be careful about. But a bit more Googling around shows that most lenders, mainstream lenders we've never heard of, most of them have variable rates at around about 8 to 9% or more. Of course, this is in part explained by the fact that they calculate the variable rate often by having base rate plus, mainly something like base rate plus 3.5%. Of course, the argument is that most investors will look to refinance at the end of the initial fixed rate period. But even if they do manage to refinance and find a lower rate and get away from those higher reversionary rates, there's still a very good chance that they're going to get clobbered by fees. Although there are lenders who are still offering products with fees at rates of £999 or 1% of the loan value, which even again in the old days seemed quite expensive, but nowadays seems quite reasonable, relatively speaking at least. All of this just tells me of the importance of getting proper advice before you buy with finance or refinance your existing properties. And of course you want to take advice from someone who knows the market inside out and knows what lenders are offering and which is the best lender for you and your particular situation. So if you'd like to talk to my very, very good mortgage broker, either about buying with a buy-to-let or refinancing on buy-to-let, or even any other aspect of property finance, whether that be bridging or development or whatever, I'll be very happy to put you in touch. Just email me, thepropertyteacher@gmail.com. That's thepropertyteacher@gmail.com.